Plato's reflections led him to critique democracy itself. He noted how susceptible it was to the whims of popular opinion, often overshadowed by the irrationality of the masses. This disillusionment birthed a series of works that laid the groundwork for his philosophical legacy. The profound loss of Socrates ignited within Plato a fervent exploration of the soul's immortality and the role philosophers play in society. The teachings of Socrates regarding knowledge and virtue found their way into Plato's educational philosophy. In the vibrant city of Athens, nestled among the political elite, Plato's family background cultivated his early exposure to weighty discussions about justice and governance. This rich upbringing became the fertile ground for his philosophical inquiries, shaping the questions that would haunt his thoughts for a lifetime. Among the influential figures in his life was Socrates, whose impact on Plato was nothing short of profound. Deeply inspired, Plato shifted his focus from the realm of poetry to the noble pursuit of wisdom. This mentorship not only molded Plato's philosophical methods but also seeded the ideas that would become the bedrock of his own philosophy. As he ventured beyond the borders of Greece, Plato's travels to Egypt and Italy opened his mind to a rich tapestry of philosophical traditions. Here, he discovered the significance of mathematics and metaphysics, experiences that proved crucial in shaping his own philosophical doctrines. Each encounter with new ideas added layers to his understanding of existence. Inspired by Socrates' method of inquiry, Plato encouraged individuals to reflect deeply on their beliefs and values. This reflection fostered a greater understanding of ethics and the intricate nature of reality. Such an approach became central to Plato's teachings, echoing the essence of Socratic wisdom throughout his works. One of Plato's most powerful illustrations, the allegory of the cave, vividly depicts the philosopher's journey from ignorance to enlightenment. It underscores the vital role knowledge plays in perceiving true reality, while also emphasizing the necessity of guidance in the quest for deeper truths. However, the world around him was tumultuous. The political upheaval in Athens, marked by the trial and execution of Socrates, had a profound effect on Plato's views on democracy and justice. This heartbreaking event prompted a deep questioning of political systems, leading him to advocate for a model of governance rooted in philosophical wisdom. Socrates faced charges of corrupting the young and impiety, an indication of the political tensions that gripped Athenian society in the aftermath of the Peloponnesian War. These accusations laid bare the fragile nature of democracy, raising troubling questions about the balance of power and the role of the individual within it. In the wake of Socrates' tragic execution, Plato's reflections led him to critique democracy itself. He noted how susceptible it was to the whims of popular opinion, often overshadowed by the irrationality of the masses. This disillusionment birthed a series of works that laid the groundwork for his philosophical legacy. The profound loss of Socrates ignited within Plato a fervent exploration of the soul's immortality and the role philosophers play in society. The teachings of Socrates regarding knowledge and virtue found their way into Plato's educational philosophy, transforming how he envisioned the purpose of education. During his travels in Egypt, Plato encountered sophisticated concepts in geometry and religion, profoundly influencing his thoughts on the immortality of the soul and the cosmos. Each lesson etched into his mind contributed to the grand tapestry of his philosophical reflections on human existence. The teachings of the Pythagoreans resonated deeply within Plato, illuminating the critical role of mathematics in understanding the universe. This belief not only became a cornerstone of his theory of forms but also established a clear distinction between the material and the abstract, a theme that would dominate his philosophical inquiries. In Syracuse, Plato took on the daunting task of influencing political leaders, advocating for a governance model led by philosopher kings. He believed that only those who deeply understand the principles of justice can create a truly just society. Yet, to his dismay, his efforts often led to disappointment and a sense of disillusionment. Amidst these struggles, Plato established the Academy, one of the first institutions dedicated to intellectual exploration and learning. It stood in stark contrast to the informal education that prevailed at the time, designed to be a sanctuary for those in search of wisdom. Within the walls of the Academy, the curriculum flourished, encompassing subjects ranging from mathematics and ethics to metaphysics. Plato emphasized the interconnectedness of knowledge, firmly believing that education should cultivate the soul and prepare future leaders for the challenges of governance. The Academy became a vibrant intellectual hub, fostering an environment where students and teachers engaged in rich dialogue and inquiry. This open structure allowed for the dynamic exchange of ideas, nurturing critical thinking among its members. In this setting, Plato emphasized dialectical methods and philosophical inquiry, creating a community devoted to the pursuit of wisdom and truth. This foundational approach laid the groundwork for future educational frameworks, influencing generations to come. At the heart of Plato's philosophy lies the theory of forms, a concept that draws a distinction between the material world and a realm of perfect, abstract ideas. This profound distinction shapes not only our understanding of reality but also our quest for knowledge in an ever-complex world. Returning to the allegory of the cave, Plato further illustrates the transformative journey from ignorance to enlightenment, revealing the immense challenge of attaining true knowledge that lies beyond mere sensory experiences. This allegory remains a resonant metaphor, echoing the struggles faced by all seekers of truth. As he critiques art, Plato asserts that artists merely imitate the physical world, potentially distracting people from the pursuit of true knowledge of the forms. This critique would later influence notable philosophers, inspiring a dialogue that continues to this day. The allegory also acts as a powerful reflection on the role of education. Plato suggests it is not merely about imparting information. True education is about guiding the soul toward the light of truth. Such a transformation encourages individuals not only to seek knowledge but to embrace the wisdom it brings. Within this allegory, Plato explores the profound distinction between appearance and reality, a recurring theme throughout his philosophical works. It has influenced countless thinkers across centuries, inviting them to grapple with the nature of genuine knowledge. Plato's vision of the philosopher king presents a compelling notion: those with authentic knowledge are best suited to govern society. But this idea raises urgent questions about the nature of power and how it can be attained in a world often clouded by ignorance. The allegory emphasizes the transformative journey from ignorance to understanding, a reminder that true knowledge, though challenging to grasp, is always attainable. It inspires individuals to seek enlightenment that transcends mere appearances. In stressing the importance of philosopher kings, Plato advocates for a model of governance governed by reason rather than self-interest. This vision not only reflects his metaphysical and ethical views but also underscores a shift toward communal and responsible leadership. Yet, critics challenge Plato's vision, labeling it undemocratic as it centralizes power in an unelected elite. This critique raises fundamental questions about social mobility and individual freedoms, posing significant challenges to his rigid class divisions. Plato's critique of democracy reveals his belief that the majority often lacks the wisdom necessary to govern effectively. He warns that this deficiency can lead to chaos and tyranny, where personal desires overpower rational thought, a perspective deeply influenced by his experiences in Athenian politics. In Plato's view, unchecked individual freedoms in a democracy can spiral into chaos, eroding the very fabric of social cohesion. He contends that excessive individualism ultimately threatens moral values, leaving society vulnerable to disarray. Philosopher kings, as envisioned by Plato, are uniquely suited to govern because they relentlessly pursue truth and the common good. This stands in stark contrast to the motivations of democratically elected leaders, who are often swayed by public opinion. Even today, Plato's critique remains strikingly relevant. Modern democracies grapple with the delicate balance between individual freedom and the welfare of the community, underscoring the need for wisdom in governance to safeguard against tyranny. In the dialogue of Meno, Plato embarks on a profound exploration: is virtue teachable? Through engaging Socratic questioning and the theory of recollection, he emphasizes the necessity of self-examination in the journey toward virtue. In another significant work, the Timaeus, Plato paints a vivid picture of the cosmos, describing it as a rational structure meticulously crafted by a divine craftsman. This vision beautifully highlights the intricate relationship between mathematics and the physical world, bridging the gap between abstract thought and tangible reality. Conversely, in the Laws, Plato presents a more pragmatic approach to governance. Unlike the idealism of the Republic, this work acknowledges human imperfections while emphasizing the vital role of law in upholding justice and order in society. Meanwhile, Aristotle introduces a more human-centered approach in ethics, where he emphasizes virtue as a balance between excess and deficiency, contrasting sharply with Plato's lofty ideals. This shift marks a significant departure from the abstract contemplation favored by Plato. Yet, Aristotle's political philosophy diverges notably from Plato's ideal state. Advocating for a mixed constitution that reflects societal realities, he promotes stability and justice through moderation, a practical outlook that resonates with the complexities of human governance. Critically, Aristotle's examination of Plato's theory of forms catalyzed the development of his own philosophical system, one rooted in empirical observation and practicality. This transformative process shaped the trajectory of future philosophical inquiries, paving the way for new schools of thought. In the wake of Plato's influence, Neoplatonism emerged, emphasizing the soul's ascent toward unity with the divine. This philosophical current left a significant mark on Christian theology, with echoes of Plato's influence profoundly evident in the writings of Augustine. At the core of Plato's educational philosophy lies the belief that shaping the soul and guiding individuals toward virtue is paramount. This holistic vision laid a foundation that would influence educational systems throughout history, echoing in classrooms across generations. Finally, Plato's philosophical methods, particularly his dialogue and dialectical reasoning, became cornerstones of philosophical inquiry. These approaches have remained foundational, shaping how philosophy is taught and practiced, ensuring that the quest for knowledge continues to inspire and engage.